Okay, yeah, we should be live. So, let me just go ahead and pick Lucas and Captain Falcon here. Then go ahead and change his number to a 9, and there we go. So, yeah, now we can get started. Okay, so Lucas, he's actually decently fast. Like, I believe he's slightly faster than Ness. Or at least he feels a little bit faster, and he's also a bit more floaty. He jumps faster, but lower. Air dodge is slightly smaller as well, but yeah, he does have a tether recovery as well, and then he can't really crawl or anything, but you can kind of walk slowly and then crouch, I guess, for crawl, but not really the same thing. But yeah, he has a pretty good tether, like it tethers from insane distances. You know, except for there. Oh yeah, no tech. Okay. But yeah, it actually tethers from pretty far away. Like, I've seen it tether from areas similar to that, but yeah, you still have to PK Thunder because it is an Earthbound character if you do miss a tether. But the tether gives you a lot of opportunity to either tether, and then if you can't, then you can still make it backstage because it's actually really fast. Yeah, I guess now that we can start with dash tech, tilt, and jab. So for dash tech, not that great for starting combos or anything, really just good for like approaching, like you could maybe land soft and weak into an up air. Or I mean up tilt on an up air. No way, up tilt's double hit, never mind. Okay. So yeah, you could maybe like follow that up potentially, but it's not really the best for starting combos. Like, Lucas isn't a very good juggler because his up air, you can see it encompasses like a very small amount of space, so not that solid at juggling, but I mean, like, you can get something out of it, obviously, but you just can't really get that much. And then if it gets parried or blocked at all, then you get punished, because it extends your hitbox upwards. But yeah, as for dash attack, if you space it out properly, and you hit it from further away on like the tip of the move, then you'll get a little bit more damage, and it'll knock back further as well. But the problem with that is that it knocks back further, and you still have the end lag of the dash, so you aren't the dash attack, so you aren't gonna really follow it up that much. Your jab is actually pretty good on shield for like just trying to wait for your opponent to do an option, or like if they're landing and they land right in front of you, what I like to do is I like to jab like directly in front of them, just to try and hit their shield as safely as possible. Like, you don't want to forward smash in front of someone, but Lux's main problem, I would say, is getting people off of him, and jab does a pretty good job of doing that on its own. Even at lower percents, you can see it's knocking Falcon all the way to ledge. And then you can obviously do jab blocks with it as well. And the jab blocks actually hit really low on the ground because your jab hits really low. So you can miss the first part and still be able to secure the jab block. But a lot of your smash attacks are really slow, so can't really be used. Like up smash, for example, cannot be used in a jab block. You can see it's just a bit too slow. But it is powerful whenever it connects, so you might want to delay it and wait for their neutral get up, or some kind of option, and then just bait it out and punish with the up smash. Which is mainly the thing that up smash is used for. And then for your tilt, you can start with down tilt. So it's not like Ness where you can spam down tilt and it'd be really fast, but it is still a pretty fast move. It covers a bit of space in front of Lucas, so I mean, you can somewhat use it to space, but obviously it doesn't send out that far, and it's not very strong, but it is kind of fast. Like, it can combo into itself sometimes at mid-percent. Just not that strong of a move. Like, it's okay for just interrupting someone because of how fast it is, but outside of that, it really doesn't have a purpose. You've got angled down forward tilt if you want to be able to knock back someone really far, and if you hit them with the effect of the move. As you can see, angle down forward tilt does about the same thing. And then just regular forward tilt does the same thing as well. You can angle it upwards, downwards. It's just really good for getting people off of you if you space it. Like if you hit with Lucas's hand, as you can see, it's not going to do much, but if you hit with the little effect, then it knocks back really far and has that little electrical effect. But yeah, up tilt, it combos into the strong hit of it, so that's good on the ground, and then it will allow you to do somewhat of juggles, but obviously Lucas's juggle game's not incredibly strong, so I mean, you could maybe get something out of it, like some damage, but it's mostly just going to be used to get people off of you because it's actually really fast. Like, a lot of Lucas's tilts are really fast, so what I like to do is I like to just throw out an up tilt with somebody's platform camping me, because that's a really hard spot for Lucas to, get people away from him is if they're platform camping. Because he's got PK Thunder above him, which it's a little slow, and it also doesn't really knock back unless you hit certain parts of it. But as you can see, it just multi-hits, so you can distract people with it. And then for up tilt, it hits on the platform, and it's really fast, so that's good. Up air is pretty fast, but it has less range, and then if it gets parried through the platform, they can grab you out of shield. You hit on the front, and if you hit on the back, then they can, like, forward tilt. And if they have a low angle forward tilt, they can hit you through it. So that's another problem with that. And then up smash is a little bit too slow. And if it's parried, then they can just drop the platform and punish you. But yeah, for up tilt though, it mainly, or at least I mainly use it for doing that, but you can also get some combos out of it. Like you can up tilt and then start juggling people and then maybe punish with a fair. But yeah, it's not that useful for much, honestly, except for that. And then for your smash attacks, you've got up smash, which is this. You can see it's a 2-hit move. It just hits people multiple times with the move. It has a bit of startup, so you can't just run up and up smash somebody and expect them not to like grab you or be able to shield it, because it is very reactable even online in extreme lag. It's still insanely reactable and all of that kind of stuff, so really easy to avoid. You can spot dodge it and stuff like that. It's kind of good if somebody's like jumping above you and you read them, or if somebody's trying to roll from ledge, as it does a massive amount of damage and knockback, so it can kill off the top pretty easily. But outside of that, it's just a bit too slow. And it can't really be used to get people off of you if they're in front of you. Whereas forward smash and down smash can. So with forward smash, it's the like stick. It's very similar to Ness's baseball bat. It has the tipper on, or it has like the tip on it, so, but it does like the same damage throughout the bat, so it doesn't really matter. But you can reflect projectiles with it, is what I meant by it being very similar to Ness's. But as you can see, it just does constant damage throughout the forward smash. Or I guess maybe right there it doesn't, but if you just charge it up for a second, then it will do about 20%. It's going to say about 18% for charging it up for a bit of time. And then down smash is really good if you read rules, but like you have to read where your opponent's going to be, because it has a bit of startup as well as just like up smash. Although a little bit less, obviously. But you get stuck in the move because it hits, what, like 3 times? I can't really tell. 1, 2, 3, yeah, about 3 times. So, if people are directly in front of you and you can hit them, or if like somebody's over here and they roll in, then you can hit them with the down smash. But outside of that, like, you probably won't be able to land it that much because it's just a little bit too slow. Like, forward smash is relatively fast compared to down smash and up smash. Like, that was me just barely tapping all of them, and as you can see, forward smash is one of your faster ones, and it has a little bit more range in front of Lucas, although down smash does cover a bit more with, like, that blue part, but you can see it doesn't really do any damage on the blue part, except on the second hit there. And the second hit's not as strong as the first one. You want to hit the first one most of the time, because that also means that people will be able to get off of you easier. And then for your aerials, you've got neutral air, which is actually a very important aerial. It allows you to get like drag down neutral air, because it's very similar to Pikachu's neutral air in Mewtwo's, where it just covers an area around Lucas and then you just fall and it remains active, and you can maybe get a grab out of it and start a grab combo. Like, you can maybe use it to just hit people and then, like, hit them with another aerial. You can use it to set up for that. Like, this Falcon kept going up behind me, so I tried to hit back air. That time he goes up in front of me, so. And then the one time I expect him to go in front of me, he goes behind me. But yeah, there we go. I guess you just have to hold back a bit to make them go in front of you. That's what it looks like, but you won't be able to hit the sweet spot of forward air outside of it, but you can maybe hit the sweet spot of back air if you line it up right. Although it's a little bit too slow to true combo, but it's very easy to connect. Like, neutral air to neutral air works pretty well, although not true. But yeah, it's really fast, and if somebody's like right next to you, then it'll hit. And you can also use it to fall into people. As you can see, you can just move forward and it'll be like a projectile kind of. It just turns you into one. But yeah, it's mainly just used for landing on people safely and then kind of comboing people with it. For down air, it doesn't really spike, but it does push people down. Here, let me hit Falcon off stage, try to show it. Yeah, it jumped with it, so I couldn't really show it. But you can just hit people downwards with it, pretty much. As you can see, I hit Falcon downwards there, because I hit him with the first hit. But it just kind of pushes people down. It's like a spike, except it doesn't have, like, the hit stun effect of a spike, where you see the, like, the smoke that comes off of Falcon there, it doesn't come off of people whenever you hit them downward, unless you hit them at a high enough percent. But it can still, like, do a similar effect at lower percents. But yeah, and then you have Zera as well. I guess I could cover that, so you can just use that to land in front of people and maybe get a grab out of it. But yeah, it covers a pretty good distance in front of Lucas, so you can see, like, whereas, like, neutral areas, you can see it's pretty fast, fair. It covers a bit more distance, and it has a sweet spot, so it's a little stronger, and it kills a bit easier. But the thing about Zera is it's much faster and has less end lag, and it can also lead into a sweet spot of a fair, so we get more damage output for going for Zera to grab into forward air than just going for forward air. And then you can maybe drag someone off stage using that. But let me turn on CPU shuffling and all of that stuff, because I forgot to do that. Yeah, as you can see, you can just do a dash grab into a fair, although I didn't hit sweet spot there. But you can kind of get an idea of how it works. And then you can also use Zera to recover, but I use PK Thunder there. With back air, it does spike, I guess down air spikes as well, but back air is a little bit easier to hit. It's very similar to King K. Rool's back air, is what it reminds me of a lot, where you just drag someone down in the air and then you hit them with the final hit that launches them down, as you can see, and then you can maybe get a combo started from it. It's very easy to hit off stage, because if you just turn around and then you back air someone, it's really easy to catch people's jumps, like with Captain Falcon's Falcon Dive. It counters it very well, I guess. But yeah, it's not that consistent to hit, because you do have to line it up just right, like with most spikes, but this one's a little bit harder to hit. And then you have to make sure that you're turned around to be able to land it. But you can get a combo started out of it, and then I kind of covered fair and out there already. With up air, just having a little bit too little range, and it's not that safe on parry or anything on platforms, so then you can get punished very easily for doing it. So I guess we can cover specials now. So you've got neutral special, which is PK freeze. It's very similar to PK flash, except it freezes opponents. It also has a bit of a different angle, so if you hold it out, it travels further than PK flash does. You can see it goes behind Falcon, and then you can hold in to make it travel backwards, which is what I like to make it travel backwards, kind of, because it covers a small distance, but it stays out for longer. Like, as you can see, it covers in front of Falcon there, so if he's trying to approach me, then I can just do that, like, center stage, and then be able to cover his roll if he tries to roll in past it. Yeah, you can also use it to cover yourself, if you just start holding backwards pretty much as soon as it comes out. And then it will cover an area around Lucas. PK Fire is also something that Ness has, although it doesn't work the same way. It just pushes people backwards. It can be used to kill. It's very good for spacing, because with Lucas you kind of want people off of you so you can hit them with PK Fire and PK Flash. I mean, not PK Flash, but PK Freeze. So PK Fire is really good at keeping people off of you. That's what I mainly use to get people off of me, rather than like forward tilt or forward smash. Because PK Fire, though it has a bit of startup, it offers a lot more knockback. And then forward smash is a little bit easier to kill with than PK Fire, but PK Fire is just slightly faster at getting people off of you. And then with down special, it's very similar to Ness, except it covers an area in front of Lucas. It just absorbs any energy projectiles. And then you can also use PK Thunder, which is multi-hit for Lucas. So instead of doing like one hit with Ness if he hits himself, then if you run into your opponent one time, you'll do the full damage. With Lucas, you have to run into your opponent like that, and then you'll get a lot of damage out. But it still can be used to kill, just like PK Thunder can be used to kill for Ness. But yeah, that's pretty much it for moves. So we covered aerials, we covered tilts, dash attack, jab, smashes, and specials. So now for throws, you've got down throw, which is probably one of your best combo starters. It can combo into fair for sure, but whether you get Sweet Spot or not, it's dependent on your opponent's DI, and it works for quite a while, as it does have a lot of knockback even at 0%, as you can see. Down throw it kind of has a berry effect, but it doesn't make people have to mash, because they just instantly get out of it, no matter the percent. With up throw, it sends upwards so you can maybe start a juggle, but as I said earlier, Lucas isn't the best at juggling people, so... I mean, it doesn't really get that much use unless you want to kill somebody on like a tri-flat. Forward throw and back throw are kill throws as well, so you can use them to kill pretty easily. They also set up for tech chases at lower percents, as you can see, like forward throw, I can use it to knock Falcon to the ground, and the same thing with back throw, and then follow them up with some kind of an attack. But yeah, and then I hit the stage there. But I guess we can go over neutral now. So, let me turn Falcon's CB level. I'm not that solid with Lucas in terms of like his neutral game. He's a very complex character to me because he's like one of the characters I have the least amount of playtime with. So if I don't do that solid, like, don't be surprised. But just kind of covering his moveset here. But from what I can tell with Lucas, you just want people to be away from you, which isn't that easy on Final Destination. But you also don't want people to platform camp you. So that's kind of the advantage of playing on FD. But yeah, with Lucas you have a lot of use out of your projectiles. With like PK Fire, PK Thunder gets a bit of use in edge guarding, but I mean I'd rather use PK Freeze for edge guarding because it traps people inside of an ice effect that makes them have to mash out, and it also can kill very early, like at 100% off stage. And that's its main use, is to just knock people off stage or to keep people off stage. Kind of have to hope that Falcon doesn't try to edge guard me too badly. Yeah, I'm gonna get a jab in there just to kind of interrupt him and then go for a PK Freeze. But no, he had to jump. Okay. Okay, that time I hit PK Fire right and then PK Freeze. But as you can see, PK Freeze just instantly kills people pretty much. Like, if they're at 100% and they're off stage and you hit them with PK Freeze, they're 9 times out of 10 not gonna come back. That was weird that he Falcon punched there. Yeah, I'm going to land with down air this time. You don't really want to land on people with Lucas. You'd rather keep your space because he is a very space-heavy character. As you can see, like, I landed on Falcon there, so he's able to forward smash me out of his shield pretty easily. And then you can use PK Fire to edge guard. It's an annoying move to hear Lucas just say PK Fire, and it's one of the more hated moves, but I feel a lot less angry whenever I get hit by Lucas's PK Fire than Ness's. But it essentially has the same use of just knocking people backwards and then keeping your distance pretty much. Making people respect PK Fire is something that's very important. Because if they don't respect it, then they can get killed at like 100% off stage, or it can lead into an edge guard, can just keep people away from you. But as you can see, Falcon's got to try and approach me very defensively, because I can just PK Fire him if he just runs straight at me. If he doesn't like jump or anything. But as you can see, whenever somebody approaches Lucas and then starts juggling him, that's where he kind of falls flat. Because Lucas is very bad at getting people away from him, even with PK Fire. Like, PK Fire is going to have a lot of knockback really quickly, so that's the advantage of using it. But if somebody's in front of you and then you try and like tilt them, or you try and get some kind of aerial combo started, most of the time it's not really going to work. So Lucas really doesn't use his aerials that much except when landing. And then his smash attacks, or at least the way that I use them, are rarely used. But you can also use aerials to edge guard. Like there. But you do have to be careful in practicing your PK Thunder recovery. But yeah, at disadvantage, you just want to try to get back to stage as safely as possible, or try and hit someone with PK Fire to put them back to neutral, because most of the time at disadvantage that will just reset to neutral. And then at advantage, you just want to keep someone off stage. Like, you don't want to keep them on stage so that way you can hit them and make sure that your edge guards kill, because 9 times out of 10 your edge guards are going to kill anyway if your opponent's in disadvantage. And then in neutral, you just want to try and space away from your opponent without surrendering too much of the stage, so that way you still have a bunch of options. But yeah, you don't really want to do PK Freeze on stage, but there I waited until Falcon rolled, so then I was safe. Because PK Freeze leaves you open, and same thing with PK Thunder, it will leave you open on stage. Because it doesn't go away whenever you hit someone most of the time. Like, it can, if you hit them with the right spot of it. Most of the time it's just gonna hit them and then they'll like phase through it so you can continue to hit them. But if you miss them, then you can't just like try and run it into the ground. Or I mean you can, but most of the time they'll be able to punish you already. But yeah, if I'm playing Lucas aggressive, I want to try and hit fair or back air a lot to try and bounce Falcon around. Keep him in the air. So that way I can knock him in the air a little bit easier. Because in the air you have a lot less options than when on the ground. Obviously you can't shield. You have to rely on air dodges, which can be baited out very easily. Like, shields can be baited and punished, obviously. But you still have a few options out of shield, but with air dodges, there are very few options, and then if they land on the ground out of an air dodge, then you can punish it and knock them back into the air very easily because of the landing lag from an air dodge. Yeah, back throw's gonna kill there. Got Falcon kick there, now I'm off stage, but DI'd properly. And then, as you can see, the tether works from pretty weird places. Like, I wouldn't have thought the tether was going to work there, I just wanted to try it, because I can still PK Thunder and get back. Because I think PK Thunder for Lucas goes a bit higher than with Ness. At least it feels like it. But that was actually a decent combo there. Like, Falcon didn't tech the hit. Even if he would have teched the hit, I think I still could have hit him out of that. I'm gonna go for a down smash there. I rarely use up smash and down smash unless I'm on triplats. I'll use up smash. Like, or if there's a platform above me. Like with Yoshi's Island Brawl, not Final Destination, but Battlefield, or Yoshi's Island Melee, for example. I'll use up smash a lot more to try and hit people through the platform while they're landing with an aerial. Or landing with an air dodge. But down smash is mainly used for, like, I could have used it there to hit Falcon out of his Falcon dive after landing on the ground. That's probably its main use. You can also use it to read rolls, but that one's a bit more inconsistent because they could just roll in the opposite direction, and then if you misread someone, then you get punished for down smashing because you do this in the down smash animation, so you're kind of stuck in it for a bit. It's not the same as up smash where you kind of just die, but it can still lead to death very easily. And then obviously another problem with Ness and Lucas, this works for both of them, is their recovery takes a bit of time for them to hit themselves with PK Thunder, so you're open to attack there. Luckily, that last stock that I was on, Falcon, ran into me whenever I was starting PK Thunder. I believe he was trying to, like, nair me. I don't think he was going for the knee. But either one would have killed, but he kind of ran into me, so then he bounced on the stage, and then I was able to punish him because he didn't tech. But yeah, that wasn't an intended punish there. But yeah, I'm going to use PK Freeze here, because Falcon's pretty far away. Like, it would take him a minute to be able to hit me. And you can let go of PK Freeze a little bit above Lucas's head, but it still has a lot of, like, startup and inline. Like, you can't just tap the B button and expect to be able to just spam PK Freeze, because it's not a very spammable move. But yeah, PK Fire will kill next time I hit it on Falcon and he's at the ledge. But that's kind of what I'm going for, but Falcon seems to be rolling a lot, so it's going to be harder to hit PK Fire. But yeah, if you use an air dodge like that, then I could easily hit PK Fire. I also use PK Fire a lot to try and get people that are trying to jump back on stage above the ledge. Is probably what I mainly use it for. Yeah, you want to make sure that whenever you PK Thunder, that you're far away from the stage if it's above you. Like, if it's right next to you, then you want to be close to the stage, obviously, so that way you don't have that far to travel with PK Thunder, but if you hit the PK Thunder projectile into the stage and it disappears and you don't get your up special back. And that happens a lot more than you would think. It's very similar to a scenario like if Peach and Daisy be reverse at the ledge and they're facing away from ledge with their umbrellas and they can't grab it. Unless they cancel the animation for the parasol by just holding down. Or not holding down, but just tapping down. And then if they tap up again, then they can open up their parasol. But the bad thing about holding down at the ledge is that you can't grab the ledge if you hold down. Same thing with like an up special. If I were to up special into the ledge and I held down, then I would not grab the ledge. It just would probably bounce me off the stage if I up special into it. but I'm not really sure on that one. And then I would be able to grab it, but it's really useful for like Captain Falcon if I'm standing at the ledge here, and Captain Falcon decides to upbeat me about here, and he doesn't want to grab the ledge, so he can hit me with the Falcon dive through my shield, because I might be like shielding that ledge like this. And then he can just hold down, and it will go through the ledge. But yeah, that's kind of it for Lucas. He's a very solid character if you get to play him, but I think his main flaws are getting people off of him. Like if somebody's like right here, then Lucas can nair, he can side special, he can zair, he can like tilt with any of his tilts, he can forward smash, up smash, or down smash. But there are only a few options that I would say are reliable, and that's going to be down tilt, which doesn't really do much, so forward tilt's a little bit better. So forward tilt, up tilt, if you're on a triplat stage, it'll knock people above you, so that's a use for it. And then you also have nair, it's a pretty useful one, forward air as well, and then down air. I would say those are probably Lucas's best options to get people off of him. And then if you have a bit of time, like if your opponent doesn't react too quickly, then you could probably land a PK Fire or a forward smash on people. But down smash and up smash are pretty much like off the table if somebody's directly in front of you. Because if you miss either of those, or they just like shield them, then they can grab you auto shield and start comboing you with grab combos if they have it. But yeah, sorry about that. That is going to be it for the Lucas guide though, because I don't really have that much more time because somebody's coming to spray this place. We have had a lot of spiders recently, so I'm gonna get that all sorted. But I am just going to end the stream here because they're going to be here pretty soon. Is what I just heard. So yeah. But Luke is a very solid character. I don't really know where I'd put him on my tier list yet. I still have to play through all of these people here to be able to make my tier list just, I think. Like, I want to play with everyone and like make a guide on everyone so that way I get a good idea for them in a tier list and just how to play them in general, because I feel learning how to play every character, like even just the basic, is going to improve how you play against them very easily because it will allow you to spot a lot of their weaknesses. Like with Lucas, one of his weaknesses is people being right next to him or above him. He's got very few options to get people off of him, so that's obviously something you can take advantage of. And then someone like Sonic, you're gonna have a range problem if you're playing against sword characters like Lucina and Marth, but you are fast enough to be able to approach them most of the time. But if they are able to read your approach and like counter, then most of the time Sonic's gonna have trouble getting in. But that is going to be it for this guide. I should be live later today, and I'll probably be playing Hollow Knight. Oh, my capture card's messing up. But yeah, I will be playing Hollow Knight later, because it's been a while since I played that. And then tomorrow I won't be able to stream the Pokemon Direct when it happens, but I will stream it probably when I get to Kansas City, because that's where I'm going for like the next week. We're going to get back on Wednesday, so yeah, and I'm leaving this Wednesday, which is tomorrow, so I won't be able to stream in like the car or anything, so, but I will be able to stream whenever we get there, so I should be able to do that. And then in a few weeks I'm actually going on vacation, so I'll have to pre-record a bunch of stuff pretty soon, and then I'll be able to post it to YouTube, but I won't be able to stream for that week. So yeah, I guess I hope to see everyone in the next stream later today.